Hey there, thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. Today's sequence is really focused on the abdominals, and we'll do the practice mostly on our backs. If you have got a block, please grab your block and have it nearby. We'll just use it for a couple of different postures. So if you don't have one, don't worry, you can still do it without it. So let's make a start lying down. When you lie down, make sure that you've got your block nice and close so you can grab it easily. And bringing the legs into your Supta Baddha Konasana to begin. So soles, the feet together, letting the knees drop open, arms by your side, palms facing up. If for any reason this isn't comfortable, you can have the feet flat on the mat or just bring the knees in to drop in towards one another and open the feet as wide as the mat. So when you're ready, closing down the eyes. Taking some time here to check in. Noticing where you're at, where your body's at. Starting to lengthen into the breath. Another couple of moments here in stillness. And keeping the legs as they are for now, blinking open the eyes, taking an inhale. As you exhale, think about squeezing the inner thighs together as you bring the legs together, soles the feet down, and then taking an inhale, opening back out into your butterfly. And then as you exhale, squeezing the inner thighs together. And then inhale, feet come back together, knees drop open into Supta Baddha Konasana. Exhaling, squeezing the inner thighs in. We'll just go one more time. Inhaling to open, and then exhale, bring the legs together. Separate the feet so the hip distance apart and bring the arms down by your side. Toes pointing forward. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, curl the tailbone under, pressing the lower back onto the mat and then peeling off the spine one vertebra at a time, coming into your bridge and coming into that kind of very flat bridge rather than lifting the hips too high, pressing down through the inner edges of the feet and then rolling back down, taking an inhale and then exhale, curling back up once again. And inhale at the top and then exhale to roll back down. Inhaling at the bottom and then exhale, curling up, drawing the sides of the waist in and the navel in towards the spine as you lift up. Inhale at the top and then exhale to come back down. We'll go again, taking an inhale, exhale, thinking about lifting the pelvic floor up and curling the tailbone under to lift up into your bridge. And let's hold it here. Option to bring those arms back behind you. And if you want to press down through the feet to lift the hips up a bit higher, feeling free to go for that. Keep pressing into the base of the big toes so the knees aren't falling outwards. Taking one more inhale, and then as you exhale, coming down one vertebra at a time, bringing the arms down with you. Grabbing your block and placing the block in between the thighs here. So lengthways in between the thighs, and then arms down by your side. Shoulder heads dropping down. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the block. Pelvis stays exactly as it is, and we just lift the feet off just a couple of inches, so very close to the mat. Taking an inhale and then exhale to bring the feet back down. Inhaling, exhale to squeeze the block. Draw the pelvic floor up and lifting the feet off just a couple of inches. Keep squeezing the block, and then let's inhale to release. Exhale, squeeze and lift. You're going to feel the lower part of the belly start to activate here, and then taking another exhale to squeeze the block and lift and lower. We'll go again. On the next exhale breath, squeeze the block, lift the heels up. Let's hold it here now, and then lifting the upper body off as well, reaching the fingertips towards the heels and trying to lift the shoulder blades off the mat. Keep gently squeezing the block in. Hug the navel down towards the spine. Stay connected to the breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep lifting up a little bit higher. 1. Bring the feet down, bring the upper body down. Bring the block just off to the side here. Arms down by your side, bringing the legs up to your tabletop position. So knees over the hips, arms down, palms facing down. Thinking about the pelvis staying really still, take an inhale. As you exhale, extend the right leg away on a diagonal and then bring it back in. And as you exhale, extend the left leg away and bring it back in. Inhaling. Exhale to extend and bring it back in. And continue just like this. Noticing if the pelvis starts to rock and roll here. You want to try to keep the pelvis as stable as possible. So thinking about those two pelvic bones drawing in towards one another. So stabilizing through the pelvis. And you might be fine to just stay with the upper body down, but if you would like to come off, let's interlace the hands at the base of the head and then lifting the upper body off and just continuing the work with the legs. Trying to lift those shoulder blades off. Steady gaze with the eyes. We're going to go for 8, 7, and if you can go a little bit low with the legs, feel free to give that a go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I just go one more to balance out to the left side, and then releasing down, bring the knees in, just a little hug in here for a moment. Bring the legs back to the tabletop position. Either upper body's down or inhaling and exhale, lift the upper body off. Just letting the head rest back into the hands, a little bit of space between the chin and the chest. Now either repeating that or option here to go double leg extension here. So we're going to take the legs away, keep drawing that navel in and then come back to tabletop. And again, try to keep that pelvis as stable as you can. So resisting wanting to tilt the pelvis forward as you extend the legs away. Shoulder blades lifting off if the upper body's off. Just staying with the breathing. So exhale as you extend. Inhale to bring the knees in. Let's go 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Bring the knees in, release the upper body down. Just give the legs a little bit of a squeeze. Now we're going to bring the legs back to the tabletop position and take the arms out to a T shape. Arms up at shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep the knees squeezing together. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring the legs halfway down to the right. So knees stay together rather than that left knee sliding back. Little hold here. Left shoulder blade stays glued to the mat. And then inhale back up to center. Exhale over to the left. Right knee staying on top of the left, halfway down. And then inhale back to center. Exhale to the right and center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Now try to keep the pace really steady the whole way rather than using momentum to pull yourself back up to center, and resist as you lower down. Resist as you come back up. We'll just go a few more here. Both shoulder blades stay down the entire time as much as you can. We'll just go 2 more to the right. Last one to the left. come back to center, bring the feet down for a moment, lift the hips up, take them over to the left, legs back to tabletop, and we'll come into our twist. So dropping the knees over to the right, right hand can come over the left thigh. Turn the left palm to face up, looking over to the left side. Find the breath. And then taking an inhale, coming back through center, place the feet down, taking the hips over to the right, legs up to your tabletop, dropping them down to the left side now, and left hand onto that outer right thigh. Right palm facing down, looking over towards that right hand, feeling free to close the eyes. And then opening up the eyes, bring the legs back through center, placing the feet flat on the mat and center off the hips again. Just a little bit more here for our abdominals. We're going to take the legs straight up towards the ceiling. And first of all, let's just flex the feet. Try to press through the inner edges of the feet to keep them parallel. And then let's just go for a point and flex. Point and flex. Keeping the breath easy here. Noticing which part of the foot you're articulating through. And then let's alternate right and left, right and left. So pointing the right, flexing the left, pointing the left, flex the right. Easy breathing. And then let's come back. Both feet flex, arms down by your side, just thinking about the lower belly falling back in towards the spine. This might be enough for you to just stay with the upper body down. And if it's too much with straight legs, then you can come back to your bent leg position. Taking an inhale for those of you that want to come off with the upper body, reaching the fingertips down towards the top edge of the mat. Taking an inhale, and then exhale, drop the right leg down, just off the mat, and then take an inhale to come back up. And then the left leg down, and inhale to come up. Thinking about the shoulder blades lifting off the mat and reaching back behind you. Good, let's keep going. We're going to do 8 more here. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can stay with me, keep holding up here. Last little bit, we're going to keep the legs together and come down just about 60 degrees off the mat. Keep drawing the navel down, keep the pelvis steady, coming down to about 30 degrees. Keep breathing and coming down just 10 degrees off the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Let everything go. Allow the breath to return back to its natural rhythm. Just taking a few moments here, just lying on your back. And then opening up the eyes. Bend the knees, feet flat on the mat. And if you've got your block, grab your block. Pressing down through the feet, lifting up. And placing the block lengthways behind the pelvis. So you just want to feel supported, so you can let your hands go and just let the pelvis rest down onto the block. And if you don't have your block here, you can just come up into your bridge. Just taking some nice, deep, slow breaths here. Feeling free to stay with the legs bent, and if it feels comfortable to do so, you can try extending the legs out long, and the legs can stay pretty relaxed, letting the feet fall away from one another. Just check in with how this makes your lower back feel, if it's not too strong on your back. Just 2 more full breaths here. And then bending one leg up at a time if you have your legs long. Pressing down through the feet to lift the hips up and then moving the block out of the way. And let's take our figure 4 here. So right ankle on top of that left thigh. Thread the right hand through the middle, either holding behind the left thigh or the front of the left shin. Squeezing the legs in towards you. Shoulder heads dropping down. If it feels good to close the eyes here, feeling free. Taking one more inhale. And then exhale. Squeezing it in just a little bit more. And then let's release and swap it over. Placing the left ankle on top of that right thigh, keeping that left foot a little bit flexed. Thread the left hand through the center, holding behind the right thigh or the front of the right shin. And we're trying to press that left knee away from the left shoulder. With each exhale, sense of softening the shoulder heads down as the legs squeeze in towards the chest. Taking one more full breath in, staying for the exhale, and then releasing the right foot down, left foot down, and extending the legs out long. Just making sure you feel comfortable and warm, arms a little bit away from the body, allowing the eyes to close completely. With each exhale, allowing the body to get a little bit heavier and a little bit softer. Coming to complete rest for the next few minutes. Please feel free to stay resting here if you'd like to. If you're ready to start moving, let's wriggle the fingers and the toes. And then extend the arms up above the head, taking a big inhale to reach out through the fingertips, reach out through the toes. And then as you exhale, let everything soften. Bending one leg up at a time, just rolling over onto one side and then making your way up to a comfortable seated position. Just taking a couple of moments in a comfortable cross-legged position, hands resting onto the thighs, closing down the eyes. Feeling the length of the entire spinal column. Allowing the face to be soft and the shoulders soft. And bring the palms of the hands together in front of your chest into your prayer. Bowing the head down towards your hands. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice today. Namaste.